Welcome to the Cyber War TV, your home for the latest happening in the cybersecurity space. My name is Steve Mambo, and today I want to discuss with you a worrying new trend that we've picked up in the industry, and this is regards to the privileged account compromise. So what does this mean? Basically today, a cyber criminal of the day will target the administrators' accounts within our systems, because these administrators' accounts give them keys to the heaven. Because once this cyber criminal has access to these accounts, they can perform any function within our system. So what do? So once they take over control of these admin accounts, they lock out other existing admins, of course to maintain their presence, but also to ensure that if at all in the process of them performing their activities, the administrators of the system are not able to lock them out. It's basically having a plan B for them to execute their unauthorized transaction. Now, secondly, after that, of course, they manipulate or introduce new scripts into our systems that will lead to fraudulent transactions, especially in the financial sector. Lastly, and most importantly, they delete all their traces because they have admin rights. And that means that when you come in to investigate this incident, you have no traces of what happened, how they got into the system, and who was involved in the process. How do we prevent this from happening? One, we must do an inventory of all these admins' accounts. And here I mean the domain admins, the service accounts, the local admins that are usually forgotten, and the default accounts that come with majority of our systems. Secondly, we must protect and manage the privileged account credentials, basically the passwords to these admins' account. We've seen scenarios where passwords are being shared amongst colleagues, between service providers or vendors to the client, and this brings out an issue of no accountability of who has access to these accounts. Thirdly, we must control and monitor privileged access activity on all our systems. Basically, the question we want to answer here is, who is watching the watchman? By taking up a managed security service like what Bridges does offer to its customer, we are able to tell which activity is being run by this admin's account, and we're also able to detect at an early stage when this admin access is being abused. Fourthly, we must be able to use real-time privileged account analytics to assist us detect and respond in progress attacks. So the cyber criminal has got into our system. They have already taken over our admin's access. We must have that capability to be able to detect their activity. And this brings back the conversation I was talking about earlier of the managed security service that can be offered to clients. Beyond that, we can also bring in deception technologies. So Bridges has a solution called CyberTrap. So in the CyberTrap technology, we are able to lure the cyber criminal into a different environment, and we're able to learn their traits within this safe environment and use the knowledge we are learning from this safe environment to secure our live environment. Fifth, we must ensure full cyber risk assessment is conducted and security holes are plugged rapidly. Because remember, despite having this admin access, the cyber criminal will abuse and will take advantage of our weaknesses and loopholes within our systems. So what's our take home? One, we must employ the principle of least privilege, meaning that assign users based on their job description only. Secondly, we must enforce segregation of duties so that different individuals have different rights and can perform different functions within the system, especially IT teams. Thirdly, and I've said this before, we must disallow account sharing. Fourthly, we must refrain from using default admin accounts within our systems. Remember, everyone in the entire world knows these credentials to those default accounts. Fourthly, we must keep our systems up to date, because this cyber criminal, despite them having admin access, they'll be exploiting weaknesses within our system. And fifth and last, we must enforce password policies. And where possible, let's even go a notch higher and enforce password escrow policies for our ICT department. That's it for today. Looking forward to having the next conversation with you.